Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Lepre, King Mike Gell. This is legit paranormal clips brought to you by legitpodcast.com. It is September 14th, 2023. September 14th, 7 days away from laying down in the backyard and having my kids shovel dirt on top of me. Joining me as always, Sarah Parah Normal. How are we, Sarah?
I'm good. What's up, bud?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It's been other than them fixing the shower, and then having to travel to go take a shower at some place I don't want, it's a hotel I don't want to shower at, that no water pressure. Other than that, nothing. Like it's
I mean, didn't you have like tornadoes and stuff too?
Yeah, tornadoes did touch down, just not near me.
Okay,
And
that's
now we're bracing for the hurricane. But I can't talk about a hurricane to you because it's like,
yeah. I have no sympathy.
yeah, Florida people. But I mean, we're gonna get whacked, and we're not prepared. That's the biggest problem I'm worried about. But
Yeah.
Sarah, let me tell you about prepared. Block Island, Rick. Rick, how are we?
What up, guys? How we doing?
What's up, bud?
Guess what?
What's that?
Chicken butt.
I'm in America. I'm in America tonight.
Oh yeah, on location.
I am on location in my hometown, Smithfield, Rhode Island, where the crickets are louder than the cars. Apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
You're about 20 minutes from me, right?
Well,
Roughly.
I'm here for a few days. Going to be in Providence tomorrow. Got a wedding on Saturday, so it's gonna be fun.
No, I was just saying, like maybe me and you can hook up for lunch tomorrow, get some tea, something like that.
Well, I like a tea. I like herbal gray.
Hey, I have to do the introduction. I'm gonna give this my best shot. We'll see how I do. So, he is a JK-47 paranormal investigator, veteran of U.S. Army, serving in Iraq from 2003 to 2004. He has had many NDEs, near-death experiences. His story can be seen on the Science Channel on a show called Mission Unexplained, Episode 3. He began his paranormal journey in 2020. He helps families from coast to coast with poltergeists and hauntings. He helps those that no one else will, people who cannot afford help. He helps spirits settle their unrest by communicating with his SB7 spirit box, currently helping in cold cases and trying to provide evidence that we can communicate with spirits. He does all his sessions live. You can follow him on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok from JK-47 Paranormal Investigations, Jonathan Keyworth. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, guys? Hey, man, awesome introduction, dude. I loved it.
That was
over
my
the
first time.
crickets and everything.
That was my first time doing it. I just gave it a shot. I appreciate the compliment. So thank you. Yeah, I winged it. All right. So here's the thing, Jonathan. First off, this is Sarah Parah Normal, and that is Block Island Rick. Guys, Jonathan.
What up, Jonathan?
I like squish the fish.
Yeah. Well, it's that time of year. I see you're wearing a Broncos cap. So
Yeah.
we got.
My dad played for him. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
When did
that's
74 to 81.
All right, because I've got so helmet wise, not to get off course with you, but I got Randy Gradishaw, I've got Neil Smith, I have a lot of old school Broncos. It's weird. I have Rick Upchurch. I got a lot of old school Broncos.
I grew up with those guys, man. I know Paige Gradishar, his daughter. I remember going to their house and playing. I remember going on the field, and that was like my dad's.
How cool is that?
Yeah. They had these tables in the locker room with donuts that were piled in a pyramid. And there were so many, you just grab it. They were all glazed, and it was delicious.
Look at donut.
I'm afraid I'm about to get completely off track because you're talking my language. Donuts.
Football and snacks.
Before we start talking about videos and clips that we have from you, I'll just get this off the board. I apologize for 1986. My New York Football Giants, it was just our time. I mean, LA got his.
Happens, man.
LA got his. We just had a defense. Okay. I have clips loaded up. Here's how we do it, Jonathan. We're gonna play the clip. We're going
All
to
right.
talk about what we think we saw. You're going to just sit
Yeah.
there and probably chuckle to yourself. And
No,
then,
man, I've dealt with plenty of skeptics. I invite them into my life because it keeps me honest.
Yep.
And one of my friends on Facebook, Kenny Biddle of
Kenny.
CSI. Yeah, he's a real good friend, you know, and as long as I don't hear him chatting, you know, I think I'm doing stuff okay. So,
Let me
but
tell you, Jonathan.
whatever. Yeah, I accept it, and I accept the challenge, and you know, I'll try to improve myself to prove that spirit does exist. So,
yeah.
So Jonathan, sorry, Mike. I took a class from Kenny. I took a class. Yeah, I took parapsychology for skeptics from Kenny.
Yeah.
He's not just a skeptic. He's like,
yeah, he's full legit. Like,
he's
yeah,
good.
he's hardcore, and he's such a good friend. Like, you know, I really feel the connection. Like, he doesn't want to disprove you. Like, he wants to believe, but it's just he's so programmed, and I love it, man. It just keeps me so honest, you know.
I love that.
All right. Well, so here we go with clip number 1.
I need to
Rick,
laugh this.
Rick, if you could tell the crickets to pay attention. I'm
Gone off. Hey, Kathy, can you set off those other cat balls for me again? Said she's trying. Oh, there it goes. One on the ground and the one up in the closet. This is good stuff. Yes, thank you, Kathy. That was remarkable.
Here's what I saw. First off, I saw one of Rick's favorite tools, paranormal tools, and I see one of Sarah's least favorite paranormal tools being used, cat balls. Which, all right, what did you see, Rick, in the video that stood out to you about the cat balls going off?
I heard him say, if you're around some more, can you please touch the cat balls? And then we saw cat ball number 1 go off, and then cat ball number 2 go off. What was her? Was that the spirit box response that you repeated?
Yes.
Awesome.
And that was a live.
Stop.
He's got to stop you. I shouldn't have asked you a question, Jonathan. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's like The Bachelor. Like, you can't.
It's my first day.
Till we're done. So, Sarah, what did you see?
I saw cat ball 1 go off, cat ball 2 go off, and we're gonna spin again. And then I heard what sounded like a female voice come through the spirit box. I couldn't make out. It was quick what she said, but I heard a female voice.
So here's what I'm going to say about what I first saw, because I'm going to watch it again. That comment that was made about him getting excited, making things move. Let me say something. The order in which they go off, it didn't go like a Christmas tree. It didn't go what was next to it, closest. They were separated, up and low. So any kind of movement, I think, would set off a ripple effect where you get like lights. Getting a light here, getting like there, here. It was weird for me. So
Gone off. Hey, Kathy, can you set off those other cat balls for me again? Said she's trying. Oh, there it goes. One on the ground and the one up in the closet. This is good stuff. Yes, thank you, Kathy. That was
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. See, listen to this. Jonathan heard the woman too, though.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't hear what you said, but it was cat ball 1, and then in the closet. Nobody's near it.
If I'm being honest, I didn't hear of a woman because I was so focused on how the cat balls went off and Jonathan getting excited. Like, he's got one of those voices where you're like, you get excited along with him. He was like, oh, hey. It was like fireworks, you know? It's like, hey, this is good. But did you see the order that it went off? It was like here, then it went right away, right kind of near him, and then up top. So,
yeah.
Does that make any sense? Like the motion of it, like right?
Yeah, just the way the video was filmed, it doesn't look like he was even close to that first one. It looked like it was across the room.
See,
and there's a wall separating them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, I saw that.
So let's get to this. The biggest issue here is maybe just the name, cat balls. Like people immediately bristle I mean, let's be honest. People bristle at paranormal to begin with, but more they're gonna more bristle at cat balls. And I'm not trying to be funny by saying it, but it's just a fact. If I said dog bone, this dog bone lights up, people would be like, come on, the same way they are with it at first, right? Now, Jonathan, explain how a cat ball works. How do you
Okay.
set it off?
So cat balls are activated by this little button here. So you turn it on, and then it goes off. And the only thing to set this off is touching it. It's not motion censored. There's no motion sensors in there. You got to actually shake it or touch it to set it off. And I've proved myself numerous times. I've set it on a stuffed animal, hit the table, kicked the table. I punched the table. I stomped on the ground to try to set them off, and they don't go off. You know, it was something that I found out about while I was not even in the paranormal field. You know, I said, well, that was really interesting because I went to an investigation down at the Colorado State Prison down in Canyon City, and it was for Ghost Hunts USA when they were around, and this lady made it like it went off, and there was nobody around it. I'm like, okay, I'm like, you know, this is going to be a good tool because it makes sense. And if you look behind me, on that pole, during my live sessions, it's suspended in the air, and I clip it onto the cat ball, and it hasn't gone off yet. But when it does, there will be no reason why that would go off. But the most interesting thing about that clip that you showed is, it's my favorite case, guys. It was in Wichita Falls, Texas. And 16-year-old girl reached out to me and saying, my mom was murdered in this house, and it happened a month ago, and I saw everything, and I felt so bad for her. And everything I do it out of my own pocket. So I'll drive down there, and I'll pay the gas, I'll pay the hotel, everything, just to help these people. That's I wasted a lot of, like, I don't know if I consider it wasted, but I gave a lot of money to these families that I helped because no one else will listen to them. So this poor girl, she was touched in the shower, doors open and close, and I said, yeah, I'll come down and help. And the first night I didn't get a whole lot, you know. I went live and everything, got some stuff, and I was in the room where she died, and didn't get a whole lot. But it's always the second night for some reason, and I don't know why. Every investigation that I've been on, the second night is always popping with activity. I don't know if it's because my energy, like I'm finally focusing in around it, or, you know, this is all stuff I'm learning.
It's like a fish in a like a tank. You know, you kind of have to let the fish sit in the bag.
When you first put him in, he doesn't know what's going on, and
just even adapt to the water and the algae. He has to figure out the environment. Energies have to match up.
That's a perfect analogy. I'm going to steal that from you, man.
But I think it's also a bit like, in my experience, it's been that way too. And if you think about it, like if you walked into someone's house for the first time, especially when we're doing these residentials, and just start asking them questions, and they don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it takes the spirits maybe a little bit to settle in with you too and feel comfortable with you.
And the cool thing about that,
I'm like, are you dead?
The very cool thing about that clip is that you guys didn't know, but behind me are 10 family members.
Wow.
So 10 people witnessed what I witnessed, as well as everybody that was on the live.
Did these 10 family members all believe her?
Yeah.
In all her claims? Like, in other words, this is what I'm trying to ask. Was she the only one saying she was touched in the shower, or this happened, or did she have people to corroborate?
You know, I didn't dig into the personal family history out of consideration for her.
Sure.
I just wanted her to know that I'm there to help and to figure out who was there. And it was her mom. 95% of my cases have been family members saying, I need help moving on. And that's what I do. I help them move on. I don't know how I got this gift. I don't know. I'm still exploring it. I'm getting into quantum physics now as far as my energy fields and stuff. And I tell you what, guys, I'm getting some really cool stuff. Like you'll see in the later clips.
I was just going to say, we're about to see with the next clip. Again, Rick, no questions, please, to the guests until we watch this.
Tell me, what time did you die at? What time were you murdered at? Three. It said 3. Three. It said 3.
Now, before I heard the 3, which is, it was a very crystal robotic 80s robotic 3, right? Like why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
What's that called? That movie, whatever it is. Anyways, but I thought I heard something else pop before 3.
Yeah.
Or did I not?
No, you
Sarah.
did.
No, John. Hey, John, not you.
I'm just excited, man.
I know you. I know. But Sarah, did you hear something before 3?
I have an ear infection in both ears. I could barely hear, but I heard the 3. I did hear the 3.
So that means no, you didn't hear anything.
No, that means no, Mike. Yes.
Thank you for the ear infection.
means
No.
no.
Throw that. I didn't know we would do medical. Thank you for the. I hope they get better soon. Take antibiotics. Rick,
Yeah.
did you hear anything before the 3?
I did, but I couldn't make out what it was.
Do it again then. Let's run it again.
Tell me, what time did you die at? What time were you murdered at? Three. It said 3.
Or like a
Yeah.
3. Like literally, I know that's not what was said, guys, but that's the music of it. It went bat 3, right?
Yeah.
Rick?
Yep.
All right. What do you think you heard then?
Me, I heard the response to his question. That was an easy one.
Other than the 3, I mean, what do you think the bat was?
I don't know. At the beginning, very as soon as that clip stops, it sounds like there's somebody talking, and then it goes blank again,
All right,
and then
Sarah,
the question comes up.
Sarah, what did you hear in the bat 3? Like,
I mean, to me, it sounded like she was trying to get it out. Like maybe she had a little bit of trouble at first before she said 3.
It almost sounds like something like about asking that 3. It almost sounds like it's the same sort of voice, but saying something to set it up, and then saying 3. Like give me one more shot of this. Just listen.
Tell me, what time did you die at? What time were you murdered at? Three. It said 3.
3.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think I can make out what was said.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah where it sounds like she was trying to say 3, like 3.
Yeah, if we can get an invite to AJ,
AJ.
I'd love for him to be on the show because he's the one
yeah.
that does my clips. I don't.
All right.
I don't do them.
All right. You guys then talk amongst yourselves while I look for AJ.
So, can I ask Jonathan? I also I'm a huge fan of the SB7. Like, I will not move on from that spirit box. If that's the one you're using there, it works for some reason better than the other ones. Like, are you doing AM reverse there?
No.
No, because it doesn't sound like you're getting any radio broadcast at all.
Standard SB7. Okay, This is the very first one they put out. Not like the very first one, but the first series they put out, and I use this all the time. This is my go-to. It's so old in the paranormal community that I don't know where that beep beep comes from. It was gone for a year and a half. Like if you watch my videos on YouTube from a year and a half ago, you'll see it appear and it disappears. I don't know what it is. I do all my sessions at the same time, everything.
So joining us is AJ Capasso.
Yeah, Capasso. How are you guys?
What up, brother?
How are you, man? Hey,
that's an Italian last name, AJ.
What was that?
An Italian last name?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Attaboy.
Right.
Attaboy.
There we go. I just wanted to say what he said about the beep beep that you hear before these clips. He didn't have that beep beep ever when the first day I met him. And all of a sudden, recently, ever since I got him into meditation and certain things of like raising his vibration, all of a sudden this beep beep started to happen right before he would get answers. And you're going to see in other clips the same thing happen. And I can't recreate that with my own PSV7. And it's absolutely wild. I still don't understand it.
All right. So what we're saying now is that before he gets reactions on other things, there's like a beep beep sound that almost sounds like there's a connection being made.
Yes.
And allowing this person or this channel to come through, because it sounded like a setup for the 3, because it was perfect timing and beat.
Yeah.
Musician wise, I'm going.
Yeah.
Beep,
so
beep.
the big thing is I close my eyes because believe it or not, the light that's in this room, the light that comes off the screens, they're all frequencies. So I want to close myself off to those frequencies so I can concentrate on my frequency around me so that spirit can come in. And I didn't know this until AJ helped me. That last clip you showed at the murder house was that was the first night that I called AJ and I was like, dude, there is something in this house and it is wanting me bad. I didn't even stay in the house. I went and got a hotel. And AJ's like, dude, you got to make this ball of light around you. And after that, that's when I found out who my spirit guides were. And all of a sudden, this beep beep started coming out of the SB7.
Wow.
There's a lot there to extrapolate. So spirit guide was mentioned. Meditation was mentioned. Creating a ball of light around you was mentioned. Now, these are all techniques. These are all ways to control your own energy, to calm yourself, to
focus. You got to make your intention. If your intention is to help, spirit will answer. If your intentions are good, they're going to help you. If your intentions are bad, that's when stuff starts to happen that shouldn't happen.
That could be in all of life, but I agree with you.
No,
that's
exactly.
life in general.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So obviously the answer to this one was 3, right? The beep beep is just now what we got to figure out if it shows up again. Why they're giving you like a count in, like it's almost like a and you come in. All right, so here we go.
Ellen Ray, did Sam purposely lock the hinge lock to make it harder to get back in so he looked innocent? Yeah, of course. Ellen Ray, did Sam purposely lock the hinge lock to make it harder to get back in so he looked innocent? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's so all right. That's so too perfect that that's either that's either
Yeah.
a really good set a fake sound,
Yeah.
or that's really something strange and because dude that's
Dude.
literally beep beep, like couldn't be timed any, like
Dude,
perfect timing, right?
I could set this up right now because we're in a God hour, and I guarantee you would hear that.
All right, may I ask what's a God hour?
3, 6, 9, 12. They happen in
right.
threes.
All right,
So
yeah.
so Jesus resurrected at 12 p.m. That's why I do my shows at 12 p.m. That's when Spirit's with me. I in the past, like before this last year, I would do sessions at 9 a.m. and I would get sick responses. There's one that you have. It was a full 12 seconds long.
There's one thing I wanted to say also. If you listen to that clip again, when the beep beep comes through, it almost like cuts him off of what he's saying.
Yep.
So it's like they know what the question is before the question's even being asked, as if it's like telling us our thoughts, our energy, and it's going somewhere, and they're picking up that telepathically. If you listen to that beep beep, and then it was like in the middle of right when he was ending what he was saying, it was like they already knew the answer. It's pretty wild.
Which
And
scares me then, though, is
it drives me nuts.
all right, but if it's picking up our energy, what if it's giving us the answer that we're thinking in our head?
No, it could be. That could be. You're absolutely right.
Like I'm thinking, of course, and the thing says, of course, back to me, and that's validation, and it could be just me bouncing off that. And then, secondly, John, with the 3 6s and 9s, have you done studies like on Tesla? Because basically, that's what he kind of tapped into that whole 3
Guess what frequency? I got it on camera. Guess what frequency that beep beep comes out at?
Is it it's not the one where the light meets up with sound, right?
No, comes out at 963 every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I told AJ about this last week. I'm trying to get a guy that will build me an SB7 that will just scan through 96.0 to 99.9. And if I can get like we're talking now with Spirit.
Yeah, there's a there's a big community that believe in the whole frequency is what gets you to where you want to go. And then
I believe it.
There's that one. I always go over this. There's one frequency of this. It's the same sound. The megahertz are the same for the sound and the light where they meet up, and it's like all white, and they call it like the God note. But then there's like one other thing that if you played with it, that frequency, it becomes called the devil's like
binaural beat type.
Yeah, it's like a devil's bridge.
Yeah.
It's like the worst sound you could ever hear, and it's the worst light. So it's like it's weird. It's weird how frequencies match up, and people believe that maybe that's what is causing.
That's what's holding us together. That's what's making a person a person. It's just these frequencies vibrating at such a high speed. If you look into quantum physics, that's all it is.
Like basically, go ahead.
So I love where you're going with. You seem like you're a science guy, but you also seem like you're a faith guy.
Oh yeah, I wasn't a faith guy though. I wasn't a faith guy until that investigation that you showed the clip of.
Wow.
Can you explain what happened?
I knew. I was like, I saw shadows moving around and stuff. I'm sitting there laying on the floor on a bed, and I'm talking to him, and it's like 3 a.m. his time, and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could stay here. And he's like, okay, I want you to try something. I want you to imagine this ball of light around you and just protecting you. And I started to feel better. I'm like, you know what? Just out of respect of the people in this house, I'm just gonna stay at a hotel, you know. And that next night is when I had those cat balls go off and got those responses through the SB7.
All right.
So there was the mother spirit and there was a something else spirit in the around?
It was just the mom. She was trapped. She didn't know what happened, and she needed help moving on. And you know what? I didn't record this because it was the family's time. On the third night, I just let the SB7 go in that room, and they each walked in and said their goodbyes to the mom, and they each came out crying because they heard the response. They heard what they needed to hear.
So, all right. I gotta ask these two quick questions. One,
Yeah.
how does it change your faith? How does it? I know what I'm trying to say is, what do you mean by faith? It doesn't mean that you went and signed up to a religion. It means that your idea of the beyond was changed.
Right. What AJ did to me is made me believe in myself.
Yep.
Is that I control what I hear, what I see, what happens to me.
Okay.
And he helped me with that.
All right, but that
AJ,
is also
what do you want to say?
I'm just saying that's also saying that you're able to create whatever you want to hear.
You can. It's called manifestation.
AJ, what do you got?
So what I was going to say to that was, so basically what you mean by faith is I introduced him to the idea of spirit guides and spirituality. I am a Christian. I was born a Christian. I went to a reborn Christian church, gave my life to Christ, had a bunch of things happen, end up getting into drugs, end up having a near-death experience. I end up dying 12 times. And then it led me down this journey, which is a long story. But I got into touch with a medium who's a good friend of mine who got me into spirituality and learning about spirit guides. And all of a sudden, as I started to do the things that she taught me, I started to raise my vibration, and then my connection started coming through where I was getting great responses, where then I went and taught John what she taught me, and then he has taken it to a further level, which I'm shocked about. So
Awesome.
I love what he's getting, man. I mean, seriously, like he's gotten like full sentences sometimes where I can't even believe how many frequencies that is over SB7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I truly believe in what he's doing and what's going on. So,
all right.
Sarah, anything for the video?
I mean, I just want to comment really quickly on what you were saying, Mike, because I think it's important, because a lot of the skeptics would believe, like Mike was saying, and I don't think we got into it enough, that how do we know, like it's not supersized? So in other words, our own brain's frequencies are being picked up on the SB7. So I'm thinking something and manifesting it through. Do you think that that's...
But even if that was the point, how crazy would that be?
Yeah.
I can make my mind speak through a speaker?
It's still crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just no way to separate if that's spirit talking through us or if we don't know.
Well, no, you could do that scientifically, right? I mean,
right.
Tell me something I don't know.
Well, here's one thing that ended up happening. I don't know if do you have the bathroom clip, John? Did you send them that clip?
Yeah, I sent them that one.
Okay, so when that clip ends up coming up, like he wasn't thinking this location is what I'm going to say. So that's where I would say that maybe there is spirit that, it's not just us manifesting, but I do agree with what you're saying because we are so much more powerful than we even know,
Right.
See, so here's where I fall in on that. That's what I agree in. But what I'm saying is there's a big difference from hearing something reaching out to us because that's more of there's another
from the beyond,
as opposed to me making my own self come through a speaker, which is definitely strange. But you know what I'm saying, like
Ellen Ray, Santos, Christina, Ryan, Carol. Let me know when we are ready. You ready? Santos, Christina, Ryan, Carol. Let me know when we are ready.
So we go first, AJ. We talk about it. We talk about what we thought we heard.
Yeah,
So,
you got to button your lip.
Oh no, I'm not saying nothing. I was just. Oh no, I was adjusting myself. No.
we I heard ready, right? But that was almost like a slow down breakthrough type of sound as opposed to the two beeps. Sarah, what did you hear?
I heard the word ready, but the slowdown, like what I find interesting is a lot of times when people are, and I only do the SB7, so like I can't hear other people with the SDs, but a lot of times people will hear a radio frequency come through as soon as the question's asked and they think that's a response. But for me, that's too fast. Like I feel like it takes longer for a spirit voice to come through. So like the fact that there's time in between when he asks the question and they say we're ready, like that gives it a little bit more credibility for me.
And
Patience, Padawan. You have to learn patience. That's what I had to learn. It took me 2 years.
I used to have a poster that was a gorilla and it said "Patience, my ass. I'm gonna kill somebody." I've had it since like 6th grade. But Rick,
that sounds right.
Which is in the 20s. Rick, what did you hear? And did the slowing down of the tape, not the tape, the sound? I'm a music guy. The slowing down of it when it said "ready" almost sound like more of a breakthrough, like something was making its way through to say it.
Yeah, no, I like Sarah was saying, I like the space time. Although it seems to I found once the conversation starts, I call it like they need to get warmed up. Those answers do come a little bit quicker than the big pause. But now I'm still stuck on what we were just talking about with the manifestation. Are you ready? And then ready comes out. You know, it's like the technology that they have now, where somebody loses a hand, they get the prosthetic hand, and they can move it with their mind now.
Well, so there's a couple things in the works on this because DNA technically is like being like wrapped in copper, like we're like batteries, and water is like a conduit, which is we're made up of. I don't know the ridiculous percentages. I don't do math, but anyways, so we generate our own energy. That's what I always believe in, and like so that's being given out now. Something like that, where because like I would imagine you not only have to, if you're thinking it and you project it, you're thinking of the voice or how it's going to come back the sound, not just the words. Because in your head, when I say something, there's whatever, it's my voice saying it. My point is that I'm ready. I don't know. I'm here to play it one more time. There's something about that one that didn't sound like it would be a bounce off of him. That was had more of a response tone, the way that she changes, like the ready. Just give me one more shot.
Okay, guys, just got.
Ellen Ray, did Sam purposely lock Beto, Christina, Ryan, Carol? Let me know when we are ready. You ready?
After I'm ready. What?
But see, we didn't put the "go get it" after the "you're ready" because only him and I could hear it. You know.
No, there's definitely something right after it. Yeah, there's something right after I'm ready.
Beto, Christina, Ryan, Carol. Let me know when we are ready. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
A guy, almost like a guy's voice.
Yeah.
The first one
That's
that says,
Santos.
go get it.
That's my male spirit guy.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, you get sorry, Mike.
No, I'm spinning now because I definitely heard a guy's voice there, Sarah. But but when he throws in it's my spirit guide, it's just so much for me to try to wrap my head around. So again, the fact, like, in other words, what was being said here is that was a response. and then his spirit guide chimed in as to be like, "Go get your bag, hurry up." Like, that's what it sounded like to me.
At the beginning of my sessions, the reason I arrows is because it was taking me too long to explain to him to make a 10 by 10 room with a chair in it. So I said, from now on, I say arrows. That's what you guys do, and that's what they do.
All right, Sarah, what did you think about that with the second voice, though? Your thoughts?
I mean, so like none of you guys are feeling like anxious when you hear the woman's voice. Like it's causing anxiety. First of all, like it's causing me to have anxiety for some reason. And then this other voice it feels calmer. The second voice.
I would flip
confident.
that.
I'm saying how I feel right now.
I would flip that, you know. I would flip that. I would say she's saying I'm ready, but then someone's immediately like, "Go get it." Like from my world, when I say I'm ready, if someone goes, "Go get it," that's the person being difficult, not me. That's just how I heard.
It's not what they're saying. I'm
I
talking
think
about.
that's the person installing confidence. You know,
Yeah.
when I hear him say,
Go
"Go
get
get
it."
it," I'm
You got
like,
this.
"Yeah, I'm ready for this."
Yeah.
All right. So this is the hero. The hero. It's kind of the hero,
Yeah.
basically trying to go get it.
Santos is my
The
hero.
backup.
Man.
So then, Sarah, you're saying that it's a reluctant "I'm ready," and it's a reinforcing "Go get it."
I don't know. I'm not talking about, I don't know how to explain this. I'm not talking about the actual voice or what it's saying. I mean, I'm talking about since we started playing this clips, my heart's racing and my hands are sweating. And I've seen a lot of clips.
They get better. Trust
So
me.
her voice is making you anxious, is what I'm saying, in a way that you feel like
Not
she's in trouble.
I don't know how to explain this. Rick, can you help me out? This is more of like, I feel like a,
You have an intuition
I'm
type deal?
having like a moment with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
With her.
Well, we don't know the background of this place yet, do we?
No, they're about to explain to us what they kind
All
of
right.
heard.
Well, let's find out then.
Who
Maybe that will.
Jonathan? AJ?
Go ahead.
What do you want to know?
Tell me what happened, what we just heard. What was going on in that house? What exactly was what the deal
This
was?
is my
Why
house.
Sarah's palm sweating? Can you tell us that too?
I did this right here in
Okay.
my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Strasburg, Colorado. We're 10 feet underground in my basement, and every week at Tuesday at noon, I go live and I do my sessions to try to help cold cases.
Who are you asking if they're ready?
That's at the beginning of the session. I ask them Eros to make our room, and I said, once you're ready, let's invite the spirit in.
That's his guide. Yeah.
So that's who's responding. I'm ready.
Yep.
That's what we.
It's either Christina or Santos. Christina was the one that was with me when I was in Iraq that saved me, and Santos is my guide right now. He's my elder.
He's your go get it guy.
Yeah.
Do they sound the same every time? Like it's them for sure, like every single time?
Yeah. It's weird. It's really weird. But from doing this with him, yes. It's like when a deep voice comes through that it's normally Santos. And when you get a certain woman's voice that comes through, you know that it's Christine. It's like the creepiest.
I even have a child one named Ryan. He called me a dick one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Live. While we were live. It was great.
So, all right. Let me explain it like this. I, from listening to this, I'm inclined to believe everything that I'm hearing. But I have to state this. For anybody that's never listened to stuff like this from the paranormal, maybe it's their first time listening, a lot of what we're saying, added all together, sounds not, I don't want to use that term, but doesn't sound like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like all of it, bringing it all together. I'm just saying all the elements of spirit guide, the sound of this, it's
I'm
tougher
100% with you, man. I'm 100% with you. You know, when I speak this stuff out loud, people look at me like I'm fucking nuts, but it's not, because I know in my heart and my mind, and when these two are in aligned, I can talk to anybody I want to.
AJ?
Think about it like this, right? So consciousness energy, okay? Figure we call God a bunch of different names in different religions, okay? So, but it's a stream of consciousness. So if, say, you take a glass of water, and that glass of water is the full stream of consciousness, what we would call God or Buddha or whatever, we tip the glass upside down and little droplets come out. That's the extensions of that source energy, which is what we are. So think about it. We can connect with anybody that we want because we are all connected in a way of that source energy. So what he's doing by connecting to these victims of these cold cases, I believe that we can draw in any type of spirit as long as we have a deep enough
It's gonna help.
connection. I believe that's what can, manifest these type of things. But like she said, and you guys said, who knows? It could be us manifesting with our own minds these responses through these frequencies, because we don't even know if we're that powerful, which I believe we are, so it's hard to say.
Have you had?
Sorry, Rick.
Have you had much progress on these cases?
Dude, if you could play the bathroom clip, that one is the sickest. So the cold case I'm working on is for Ellen Ray Greenberg. I'm not sure if you're all familiar with the case.
No.
She was a 27-year-old school teacher in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that on January 26, 2011, there was a blizzard that day in Philadelphia. So she was a school teacher. She got gas at 126. So that can be verified by credit cards, cameras, and everything else. And then she goes home, and something happened, like based on all the sessions I've done. But she tells me that she dies at 3 o'clock. That's where you heard the 3 from.
Yeah.
And the next clip, I don't know if you can find it, but she says bathroom. That was the room that she was murdered in, was in the bathroom, but they found her body in the kitchen, and the fiance did it. And the fiance's parents went to high school with who is now the governor of Pennsylvania. And the lawyer he calls was this huge prosecutor. So now he's the lawyer for these people. And they claimed it a suicide. She was stabbed 20 times, 10 in the front, 10 in the back. 2 of the stabs were in her neck, and they were post-mortem, and they called it suicide. The reason they called it suicide is because you don't investigate a suicide. So now the family's trying to get this petition signed and, try to get the case overturned.
See, I would say, even if it's a suicide, she was still stabbed post-mortem
20 times.
Yeah.
So if she killed herself, say someone comes in the room and stabs them, either way, someone did something, right? She can't stab herself in the back post-mortem.
No, if you look at my past episodes, man, I'm telling you.
I can't wait to watch them, dude. I'm absolutely fascinated by you.
She said it was the fiance, and he did it in the bathroom, and that he purposely locked the door with that hotel latch, the little hook thing. And yeah,
all right,
I'm telling you guys, like the more I focus on myself and my intentions for helping these people and getting my message out there, the stronger I get with spirit. This so much stronger.
Mike, so here's what I'm struggling with, because I work a lot with this stuff too. When you're doing this in your own home, I don't think I would ever turn on I don't even like turning it on to test that the batteries work in my house.
See, that's where you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself that you can control what comes in and out of that. That is what you need to do, and you will get clearer responses.
I was just telling you that, Sarah, the other day.
No, Rick's trying to invite. Rick wants to go. So there is a historical hotel that's burned down. And Rick would like the ghost to come to his place. And I said, don't just go over there and be like, everybody come to my place, because you don't know who you're inviting.
Dude, I've had this TV turn off by itself live. I've had stuff fly across my desk live.
Oh yeah.
But my eyes are closed. My eyes are closed. I don't see this stuff happening until he reviews it.
I've done this where and I've worked a lot with the Gansfeld method. I don't know if you guys do that. So I basically go into a trance. And I've done it in other locations, and I try and be as confident in myself as I believe I am. Come home, woken up with bruises on my legs in the shape of handprints. And I'm just, I've come out of Gansfeld sessions.
You gotta build your field. You gotta build your field around you.
I do.
You gotta protect yourself.
I studied Buddhism. I meditate. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I
want to know about
Okay.
Apologies, Mike. Apologies.
Good.
No, I just wanted to say, but you see how you have that little doubt though, right there? That little doubt is what will cause you to get all that protection just goes right out the window, just with a little bit of doubt. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying though, because yeah, it is kind of crazy to do it in your home. But sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, first off, wouldn't do it in my house. Second off, here's the reason why. With all that positive energy that you're creating, right? By connecting to something else, to not consider the fact that you're inviting bad in or giving bad a chance to make its way in, it doesn't seem right to me. Because like as positive as I want to be, maybe it's just because I'm an old Italian, but as positive as I want to be, I always know there's a negative. I just know there's a negative coming with it. I don't make it happen.
Out there. It hunts me down, man. It fucking hunts me down. I'm telling you, bro.
There you go. But there you go. That's why I would not invite in my house. If it's something's hunting you down right now, that's one more thing I need to hunt me down. You know what I mean?
I ain't afraid of it.
Justin,
that's the thing. I don't
go get it. Go get it.
I'm just saying, if there's the source, even the Buddhists believe, suffering is a part of life, that there's balance, that there is bad with the good, so
I'm just saying
that's in all aspects of life. So I'm just going to do what I do. I don't care what's around me, man. I'm going to put out the positive energy. I know how to protect my house. I know how to protect my family. I set my shields up, and I just do what I do, man. And I mean, sure, there's stuff that comes across that happens down here when I'm doing these sessions, but I'm not afraid of it. I love it. I love that they're showing me that there is life after death.
So AJ, hear me out on
that. I love this guy. I'm gonna fill my water.
The style of this, it reminds me that Jonathan would be someone that will come out punching, whereas I'm more of a counter guy. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. I'm going to slide with what I'm going to do. Yeah. What I'm saying to you is, are you not worried, Rick? Are you pouring water out of a well?
Yeah.
We have wells in America. I'm finally in America tonight, and
I've never heard water pour so loud. AJ, what I'm saying is, I'm always, dude. What I've learned is that sometimes the nicest things that appear or act or seem like the nicest things are the worst of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you invite good in, you can't control when truly bad wants to make its way in. And what do you think on that?
Yeah. Okay. So truly, I completely agree with you. Yes, there is bad with good that's going to come. The thing is, when I get something bad that comes through, because I do work at my own house as well, like he does. But when I get something bad that comes through on my device, the minute I hear something negative, the device gets turned off, the session gets closed, the whole protection thing starts, happening again, and I cleanse the area and I end it. I don't keep it going, because leaving that frequency open is going to give them more power to do whatever they please, and also attach themselves to me if my vibration matches. So I don't want to go through that process.
It's a good answer.
That's a fantastic answer. I can't believe I finally got that from someone after all these shows. Like that's what I've been asking. When you hear something bad, I know you're not afraid of it, Jonathan. And like that's admirable. And I wouldn't be afraid of things either. Like I said, if I ever get to die in my own way, I'm gonna get to see Bigfoot, and I'm not gonna run away like everybody else does. I'm gonna charge him so that he rips me apart. And in my obituary, it says "man killed by Bigfoot." Like that's how I want to go. So it's not the scared thing. It's just that I know that you can let bad things in, and especially in my house, because I have kids in my house. I don't want to mess with that at all. So even Ouija boards, keep them out of the house. Keep them out of the house. I don't want to let anything bad in. So, Agent, what I'm saying is, you guys are willing to take that chance, is what we're saying. You're willing to take the chance that it might start to come, but you think that if you get out quick enough, you're good.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just more confident in myself on knowing how to deal with the situation should it arise.
Can you leave?
Will mushrooms help us get closer to spirit? Yes. Is mushrooms the safest drug for us to take to get closer to you? Yes, anyway.
Wow.
It's the best thing I've ever
Before
heard.
you guys go, if I close my eyes, it could have been Dazed and Confused. It could have been a couple of movies, right? Now
Look at my hands.
I want to say this, right, man, because a lot of people don't want to come out and say this stuff. But have you guys ever taken mushrooms, Sarah, Rick? You don't have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you not had experiences on mushrooms where walls become round and logic doesn't make sense? And literally,
I could move walls, man. I could make them come in and go out.
I took them to a carnival and I got on a ride when they kicked in.
What have you seen?
No,
I'm asking what Sarah and Rick. Give me something that you've seen in that state of mind. And again, this is all alleged. We're allegedly saying this. But if you did have that happen to you, like, do you remember any moments where you were like, it made you question just
reality?
Yes. Of course.
Well, give me an example, because I have one specifically, so I'm asking you.
Allegedly, I was very young.
Yep.
But the world flipped. It flipped upside down.
The world flipped upside down. I'm having a hard time picturing that. But
the entire world flipped upside down.
Okay, so if the camera flipped, that's what you were seeing.
Right, and I was standing on the sky, but everybody else was upside down on the ground still.
Rick, to you, hot potato to you. That's pretty tough to beat, but go ahead.
Yeah, wouldn't know really how to describe a lot of them. There was my 18 to 26 where that's all we did. You know what I mean?
I can't remember anything.
So I remember them all. Look, I remember them all completely. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. There weren't all of them, allegedly. Here's what I do know. I remember David Letterman coming out of the TV to talk to me. And I'm thinking, David Letterman, as I'm watching, I'm going, that's kind of weird that he comes out to talk to me. Right?
Yeah.
First off, here's the biggest thing. I had a drink of Kool-Aid. No relation. And I'm going, I saw my hand, and I could not figure out why that was my hand. Like, it was so far away from me, and I was saying to myself, how is that me? Because it's way over there. And then I'm going, why am I thinking this? And it's getting a little weirder. Now I remember I'm in the kitchen, and I'm moving around, and it could have been the guitar player from my band, maybe. Just walks into my bathroom, I hear smashing, and he comes out completely nude. Just nude. Right? I'm like, did I see that? Because I just talked to David Letterman. What do I know?
Yeah.
Next thing I know, now I lived, the band rented an apartment from my parents. So it's 9:00 at night, and he proceeds to go downstairs and walk around the picnic table in the yard, right where they have coffee at 9:00. Now, guys, if you've ever taken mushrooms, and no one here has, allegedly, the last thing you want to do is make it stop. The minute you go, I got to sober up, this has got to stop, it's a trip a coming, and it gets really bad. It got really bad. It got so bad that I ended up going in my room and hiding from I don't know what or who, until like maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, someone was in my room and said to me, "You're never going to do this again, are you?" And I said, "Nope." And everything get nice. And I went into the room and I had to go up to every single person and tell them I'm okay now, as if they cared. Like they didn't even know something was wrong with me. I'm like, "Hey guys, I'm okay now." I'm like, "I'm okay now." They're like, "Dude, what's the matter with you?" But like, it can make you see things that really make you question, am I seeing things, or am I getting into a space where maybe this shit's happening? And I just, my little brain without this mushroom just can't even get to that level. You know what I'm
Dude,
trying to
you
say?
gotta try doing a session on them.
Maybe
I did it. I
allegedly
did it.
should.
It was crazy.
I
I
wouldn't
didn't
advise
record it. I promised them I wouldn't
wouldn't
record it. I was
Maybe
talking to
done it.
this fool live, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, I would have been like hanging up the phone. I would have been like, I don't know who this is. I've got to get off the phone now. Because, dude, if you're in that state and you're trying to open up that stuff, AJ, that's like doubling down, right? That's like putting like Cool Whip on a chocolate cake.
Well, see, what happens is that you drop your protection, like you drop that part of you that is like, you know, protecting
The veil.
yourself. So like, yeah, so you let something in, and like you can get an attachment definitely from doing that. So I try to stay away from it, but you know, I have done it like stupidly before with him. So I'm not with him, but you know what I mean,
Oh.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
But you know what I mean.
Before we poop on this, there's been cultures throughout history that have done specifically that.
Yeah.
Vision quest, ayahuasca, DMT. Don't poo-poo this just because.
Peyote.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a priestess or a priest or someone with
Sure.
the feathers, like watching over this, though.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Like
We're not
somebody.
poo-pooing it. We're not poo-pooing it.
Okay.
We're
Just making sure.
There's
saying
no
kids
poo-poo.
don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Basically what we're saying.
Exactly.
And if you do, don't look at the money.
No.
Don't
Yeah. Like,
do
AJ,
drugs.
Don't
you're
hide in
basically
your
saying,
sheet. You'll think you're being born. It's really weird.
here we go.
Can you tell me what room in the apartment you died in? What room did you die in?
That's not the same voice I've heard before.
No,
That
it's
was
not.
that was by far. So all right, this one's either the best proof or the best or the worst fake. And what I mean by that is
all I
that
could
was
say
so
is
clear. All right, hey, wait, we gotta go first. Don't tell us what we heard yet. Sarah, right? Was it perfect? Like that was like almost no static in the voice. It was just
No, the beep beep happened too.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
like the static stopped for a second, and then the voice, and then the static started again. Yeah,
And how are your hands? Are they sweating from that?
Like I just like this, you guys make me nervous for some reason. They're daredevil.
Rick,
They
what
are.
did you hear? Rick, what did you hear?
Oh, I heard it loud and clear. How can you not hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it sound like the same voice that you've heard before? Like the spirit guide when we heard it before. Did it sound like that at all to you? Because it didn't sound like that.
It sounded different. And what's crazy is you mentioned it earlier, and I didn't hear it on the other clip, but the actual sound, it sounded like the, whatever you call it, that distance between switching stations got slower. It went beep, beep.
Yeah.
He said it, and it went slower.
Yeah, that's definitely sounds like it's something either breaking through or, and this is not me saying it, or dub. Like that's either a dub mark where someone dubs something in, that's the skeptic, or it's just where energy makes its way through, and that's the believer. AJ, would you agree with that assessment?
All I want to say is this is the only thing I do when I review his clips. That right there, that response came out so quickly that I was going to pass that because I couldn't hear what it said. I actually had to cut it and slow it down to a half of what the actual speed was.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Just to hear the full word of what was being said. So that's why it sounds a little slower, is because it's slowed down so that you can actually hear the words. Because if I put that to a regular speed, you guys wouldn't have heard nothing. It would have been, and that was it. It was that crazy.
All right. So then this brings me to the other thing. On all those other ones, I heard other little background noises of voices, right? What if those were slowed down and there's just more being said? Because like whenever I listen to people's audio, I always hear other things, but they're always like, no, it's this one word, and they put up the caption for that one word, and it's like, well, what about the other stuff? So are we saying that if we slowed that down, other stuff, maybe we might find more information?
Believe it or not, on an SP7, yes, you can slow stuff down because when a spirit speaks, normally it'll speak 3 times faster or 3 times softer, one of the two. Mm-hmm. It's either an EVP that's 3 times softer than what you can hear or 3 times faster through an SB7 or what you're going to get. So you want to slow the certain responses, what you think are responses, down. I just happened to slow this response down because I was just like, let me slow it down and see if I can hear anything. Sometimes when you slow it down, it just sounds like gibberish and it's like blah. But I only try to pick the ones that are actual things that I can hear like definitively. Otherwise, I won't put it down. So when we heard that extra stuff, even if I heard that, I don't know what it's saying. I'm not going to put that down because I don't want to fake evidence. I don't believe in that.
But I mean, but did you slow the other stuff down to see if it said stuff? Like, or did you just slow down that one word? Like, I mean, did you go?
No, I slowed. No, when I review it. Yeah, when I review it, I slowed the whole entire whatever voices come out. I slowed down.
Okay.
Cool.
How
Sarah?
did How did you get AJ to review your stuff for you? Because that's the most tedious part of the whole thing. That's what I want to know.
I'm glad you asked, because I hold a gun to his head from Denver to Connecticut. No, I'm just kidding.
So AJ, I'm just gonna send you all my stuff now.
That's fine.
He's my brother, man. He's the one I go to for anything that I can't explain. Like, he's the first person I'll call. He's the first person that will call me. Hey, dude, I got this cool stuff. And, you know, we that's what we do. That's why we have Talking with the Source. That's the podcast that we run, you know, AJ, and we have great guests on and stuff. And, you know, I trust him enough that he'll give me that honest answer, even if it's stuff I don't want to hear. Like, even if it's the wrong answer, I'll accept it. I'll be like, you know what? If that's what you heard, good for you. Because he works when I go live on my show, so he doesn't even see the live. He just reviews it, and that's it.
So AJ, you're the Rick Rubin to his LL Cool J. Like, you're the
it.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. That's what we're all saying here. And secondly, is he always this friendly? Or I mean, because I mean, he's a very friendly person. Is he always this, like, he's making me feel negative about myself because I'm not as happy as he is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not as happy as that guy in the room. What's wrong with me?
You gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else, dude.
Listen, he makes me sick sometimes because sometimes I just want to be angry or be mad, you know. But he is like this, man. He changed his whole life from this, you know, like all the stuff that I taught him. It's changed him like into this person, man. And I'm proud to, you know, call him my friend, and I'm happy with what he's doing, and I'm happy he's happy. You know, that's all I can wish for him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to wish that someday he just snaps and goes the other way. And
you
got to deal with that.
He's not my friend. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But
he's outside summoning things, and they just going down the street attacking. I'm out.
I'm not there yet. I got to raise that up a little.
Yeah, no, slow down on that mile high. Let me kick the.
If I meditate more and I continue to evolve my brain, will I be able to hear you clearer? I see.
I realize what makes me nervous about the clips. It's the minions. It's the minions or that lady they keep having that goes.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It gives me like an anxiety, like they're bobbing up and down.
Maybe that's why I'm having anxiety.
Now listen, that was another perfectly. It had that kind of tempo in front of it, and then the words came out. Rick,
Yeah.
you see what now, Rick? You understand what I'm saying when I say that if I have to play both sides of the fence on this, I would say that one, in the positive way, it has the same sort of like way of getting through. Meaning, it sounds like it's building up energy to get through.
Consistent.
The other side of the fence is if I was to make a recording and try to put something over, it would have the same count in, and then I put it in because it is like music. So do you understand that, Rick? Like what I'm trying to say is like it's so good that this is one of those things where you either believe the person, which I do, or you are the skeptic that says, "Well, look, see how perfectly timing the words come in." Rick, do you get that part?
Yeah, I get that part. I think we've definitely seen things on clips that we think are bullshit. I don't think this is bullshit. That's
That's
it.
feeling though. But I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is I feel that too. But Sarah, do you see understand what I'm saying? And when I say that, like it's so good that if you are from the other camp, that's exactly what you would point to, right?
Right, exactly. If you were from the other camp, you'd be like, that's too clear. There's not enough static. It's got to been cleaned up or faked or whatever. But I mean, you've got that ear mic. I don't. So I tend to just believe when I hear. I wouldn't even pick up that stuff you're picking up. When you explain it, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always had like just from listening to the music, playing music back, right, and just hearing weird sounds that would come up on tapes. Like I've always been fascinated by stuff like that, and I'm really always fascinated by stuff that comes through in a spirit box, whatnot. The other, for some reason, I always feel like there's so much more going on than other than the words that like are put up in captions. Like
Yes.
it just always maybe I'm just hearing things, but it always sounds like there's other stuff going on.
right.
What do you attribute that to? Like, in other words, what is that coming through? That other those little pop sounds. Like, is that an attempt to make the word, and then they finally get to say what they want to say? Is it like a build up? Those little pops like before it? You know what I mean? Like even the beeps. Is it like they're trying to get enough? Because you would think it's energy, right? Everything's energy. That's our only commodity, basically.
Yep.
So if you have enough energy to break through to speak to Jonathan, right? It's not like you just it would be like a build. Everything's it gets up to it. So is that what I'm hearing, or am I hearing just other talk?
And that's why maybe I have to wait so long. I never get those responses until after the beep beep. That's the craziest thing.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone have the beep beep before the thing. Like I mean, it's serious. Like that's new to me.
No, me neither, man. It went away for a year and a half. I can't explain that, but I wasn't into it as much as I was right now. So
The weird thing is, we've had it, and I've had it on several sessions now, and we attributed it to something extraterrestrial.
It could be.
The last every time, the last 4 sessions I've done, I've gotten a beep boop before the talking. Yeah. But I thought it was. I'm like, oh, that's so weird. That shouldn't come through an SB7. It's got to be an alien because that's where my
no. Could be.
So if you have a GoPro, keep your GoPro on the SB7 so you can narrow down when that beep beep happens and see if it's 963 because I guarantee it'll be 963.
Well, no, so Sarah, what you're saying is they get beep beep, but in Florida you get beepo beepo.
I get beep boop beep boop, like they're different tones.
Oh, beep boop beep boop
beep boop.
And then, who knows if that's not her frequency? That's the craziest thing.
Mike, Rhode Island, we get beep.
Rhode Island, we get listen.
Yeah, beep.
I never heard I actually heard guy.
Hey, body.
AJ, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say maybe the frequency, the reason why the beep beeps are coming in is maybe it's just them connecting to the frequency, and maybe whoever is connecting to your frequency, if it is extraterrestrial, say, maybe your extraterrestrial that's connecting and channeling through yours is different than this one, and it's using two different frequencies to do it, and maybe that's why the beeps are a little different between them. It's the only thing that I can come up with the beeps is that it has to be something with them manipulating the frequency on the devices. That's the only thing I can come to, because mine doesn't do it. I'm in Connecticut. Mine doesn't do it. So I don't know how, you know what I mean? Well, how he gets it or how you guys get it, because I've never gotten it ever.
I've never.
And I've gone to different locations and heard it come through.
Yeah.
I've been all over and I've heard it come through. I'm like, dude, I don't know what this beep beep is. What the hell is this? Like, I'm like, is mine broken or something? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's weird.
All right. I'm gonna play it. I think I don't know if it's the last one, but
Okay, guys, this guy here did some EVP readings. Didn't get anything on the recorder. Did some multimeter readings. The cat ball up there on the counter has gone off twice. Can you set it off again? On command. So we have something here. You like to hang out in the kitchen? Yes. All right.
Mike, play it again.
no, wait, just really quick though. Was anybody else staring at the cat ball that was dead in the front?
Yeah, right in front of you. Yeah.
And then the cat ball went off in the back, and you're like, "Son of a gun! Am I watching the wrong cat ball? Did I have that thought in my head?"
We all did. We all went.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. This guy here did some EVP readings. Didn't get anything on the recorder. Did some multimeter readings. The cat ball up there on the counter has gone off twice. Can you set it off again? On command. So we have something here. You like to hang out in the kitchen? Yes.
Tough to argue that it was not on command, because it was definitely seemingly on command, right?
Hmm.
The only thing that I could throw that a skeptic would think is that it was near a radio, a boombox, maybe frequencies can mess with it. That's the only thing I got. Sarah, what do you got from that?
Well, I wouldn't think a frequency could mess with it because it's not transmitting. And I'm going to refer back to what he said earlier, that he tests his cat balls, because we know we've had the cat ball argument. If he's testing them before he uses them, if he's jumping up and next, because some of them can come a little bit sensitive to voice and stuff like that, because they're just cat toys. So you can't calibrate them. But if he's testing them beforehand and he's making sure it can't be set off by a voice or people walking around, didn't see people walking around, then yeah, that's undisputable then.
So then, Rick, cat balls to you.
I love it. I always love question. Ask a question, get an answer. Clips. I've said that how many times on this? It was perfect.
Here's the greatness and the oddness of cat balls. The greatness is that it's a sign that you can get a signal with the most basic of things. It has really nothing to do with how expensive the equipment is. It's kind of you in the situation. The negative part is I don't think that the quality check on the cat ball manufacturing line is like, make sure it's completely correct, because it's a cat toy and the cats will know the difference. So I'm willing to bet you must get a lot of them you got to get a lot of them that just, they don't work correctly. No? Have you ever dealt with those?
So
they get on in the cat community.
Every week when I go live, I have cat balls. I set all of them throughout, and they never go off. And every now and then they will, and I'll point it out. I'll be like, hey, this one's going off. But would take so much effort to fake that while you're doing that live.
Yeah, definitely
That
agree.
Well, yeah.
that was live at the Aurora investigation. They lived in an apartment. The dishwasher wasn't on. I purposely set it right next to the sink, not touching the sink in case something like the garbage disposal or something went off, it set off. But the one that was closest to my camera was next to his dad's lighter. That's all he had left of his dad was that lighter, and that's who it ended up being. If you look at it on my Facebook, the second night I went back, I asked during the SB7 session, the three of them were in the living room, and I said, "What day did you die on?" And clear as shit, clear as that bathroom, it came through live and said Tuesday, and the kid just started crying because he knew what day his dad died.
So,
And that's what I do, man. I don't care about if people believe me or not. I just want to help spirit. I want to help these people that know and believe, and and spirit tells me who's real and who's not.
So AJ, check me out though. What I'm saying though is defects in cat balls. Like I know that sounds silly, but we're talking about cat balls. Like so, so you gotta find some defects. No, in some of them.
I have believe it or not. I have 4 cat balls. I have to buy new ones now, but I had 4, and one out of the 4 actually was really sensitive. Was really sensitive to like movement. I mean, all the other ones I could slam my fist down. It was fine. None of them would go off, but just one was very sensitive. So yes, I do agree with you, Mike, that they do have different calibrations. But as long as you're checking them like he does, and anyone else who uses them, you should be all right.
Perfectly said. See, the other issue is my 3rd grade sense of humor.
Oh, I was just about, you took the words out of my mouth.
Every time you guys said my cat balls, because you're like, I had 4 cat balls.
I had 4 cat balls. Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be professional, but 4 cat balls, I giggle. What do you want to do?
Don't smash the ball.
I got cat balls. Jonathan's like, I got cat balls all around the room. Nothing but a cat ball party. It's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like,
I'll roll them anyway.
I'm just saying, I know you would. I'd roll that too.
Where am I?
All right. To wrap this up, what would you like to say? Promote anything upcoming you got going on? AJ, you can go first. Whatever you want to talk about.
I just want to say, make sure you check out Targeting with JK47. He does an amazing job with these cases, with the spirits. Also, check us out on Talking with the Source. We're live every week where we bring on paranormal researchers, well-known and local, and we share paranormal evidence, paranormal discussions, have a great time. So check us out there, and you can check out my stuff on Coventry Circle Paranormal.
Excellent. Jonathan, you're up.
Oh, man. He stole out of my mouth. Our main show that we started together was Talking with the Source, and we've come a long way with it. Check it out. It's on every Sunday. 8 or
4 o'clock?
4 o'clock. Yeah. And then mine's on Targeting with JK47 is on at noon on Tuesdays. It's a God hour here, so
Tuesday.
That's Mountain Time.
Okay. Rick, what do you get to say to wrap up?
I had an absolute blast tonight with you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. AJ, you're real close. Come out to Block Island, visit sometime.
Absolutely.
We're always doing, investigating, hanging out, having fun. Justin, love what you do. Love the way you're doing it. It's a lot of fun. So,
Sarah,
thanks.
I really appreciate the way you guys are bringing some Eastern techniques into the field. I think that looking at the way that the Buddhists connect to consciousness and using that to maybe expand our own consciousness is a really smart idea. I don't know how much you explore that on your social media. I'm going to check it out. If not, I'd love to see more of that. I think that's awesome. Thank you.
So one of the coolest things I've ever heard from that type of consciousness is that the future is a mystery, the past is a history, and you need to think today as a gift. That's why they call it the present.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That was a see that would make a nice mug. Like I would put that in my mug.
It sure is, Mike.
I'd read that every morning. I wouldn't mind reading that every morning.
Hallmark.
Rick,
Lifetime
you know what to
channel.
get Mike for Christmas now.
Jonathan, the part that I think connected me was the helping of people who cannot afford their own help, right? The idea of putting your own money into it to go help them.
Yeah.
That's
the soldier in me. That's what it is. I just love helping.
That's a big difference, right? That's a big deal because you're also helping people probably that other people don't believe, or is it just financial?
No, they don't know what to do. I mean, what do you do when you live in a place that all this weird stuff's happening and your neighbors won't listen to you, your family thinks you're crazy, your friends think you're crazy, you know? And I would see these people on Facebook and I'm like, well, tell me a little more about it. And you know, I'd listen to them. I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to come out and help you. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Are you talking specifically to Mike?
I would move. I would move. Like, I would never. I wouldn't even call you because by the second time something happened, I would have moved.
Like a lot of people can't afford to do that. Yeah.
And just you listening to them is probably enough in a lot of cases. In my experience, just having someone listen to them and believe them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even being there, I mean, there's a lot of crazy crap that happened at these people's house. Like my very first one, I smelled death, like rotting meat in the room that I was sleeping in. I'm like, what the hell? Why doesn't the rest of the house smell like this? Oh, that's the room that all the shit happens in. I was like, oh, thanks.
We gave you the rotten meat room. Keep tight.
So they wait till you go to bed to tell you that's where all the people are.
Yeah.
That's friendly. That's a nice way to handle somebody.
The first 30 minutes, I visually saw this orb, this light anomaly moving across the wall. I'm like, okay, this is my first investigation ever. And
here we go.
Yeah.
Were there mushrooms involved with that orb?
No, that's the crazy thing.
All right. You gotta double check on orbs sometimes. They could have been, you know. I've seen them. It doesn't matter, guys. Thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
It was a great time. Thank you. I did not expect for the conversation to be as. It's a really broad conversation where we used a lot of different terminology that I can't believe my little brain kept up with, but it was a enjoyable time, and I'm glad you guys do what you do, why you do it. Like it just seems you're trying to make yourselves better, and that's fantastic. And by doing that, you can help other people. Better. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Let me do the wrap up. 4 AJ Capasso. 4. I'm gonna just call him JK47 because I'm gonna roll like that. 4 Block Island Rick. for Sarah Parah Normal. It's me, Mike Liberty King, Mike Hill. This was legit. Paranormal Clips brought to you by legitpodcast.com. We will see you again on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Please, Giants, do not lose to the Cardinals and go 0-2.